But anyway, they've been accusing me of arguing with them, but it's more they randomly just start arguing with me about it. And they won't drop the fact that, first of all, they think evolution is a gigantic scientific conspiracy that is out to destroy their faith, obviously, because it doesn't jive with the Bible story that they take literally, but they don't accept any scientific premise on it, and their excuse for not accepting it is that scientists are politically motivated and et cetera. But,
and you said they're Catholic, right?
Yeah.
You should get them Ken Miller's book. Ken Miller was instrumental in the Dover trial. He's also a practicing Catholic, and perhaps his book or even an email from him might explain to your parents that evolution is, in fact, the best scientific explanation of origins, that the evidence for it exists, that it's not a giant conspiracy. And while I don't think it's compatible with a religious belief, Ken Miller does, and the Pope, well, the Pope probably doesn't, but the Pope's science advisor does. And, if they're still going to believe what they believe, but at least there may be people who can get them off of this bent that evolution is out to destroy their religion. I don't know.
I tried to explain to them about Ken Miller and, the Pope scientific advisor and all that, and he just refuses to accept that. He doesn't want to, he thinks it's bogus, he thinks they're deluded. It's basically hopeless to argue with him about it, and I refuse to, whenever he brings it up, I say I don't want to talk about it because it's pointless.
Yeah.
So how does he reconcile the fact that the Vatican has issued, I guess, some kind of statement from this science advisor saying that evolution is actually the best explanation?
Well, he says that doesn't count because the Pope himself didn't sit down and say on faith and morals and fallibility and all this stuff that it's right. So it's a...
The last Pope did.
Yeah, John Paul did.
So is he saying this Pope's got a better phone to God than the last one? And if this Pope does have a better phone to God than the last one, why hasn't this Pope corrected his science advisor yet?
I don't know why he...
Yeah, I'm not really asking you. I'm just offering stuff up that you can ask. So...
But the biggest thing, though, that really kind of startled me and kind of really pushed me towards thinking that there cannot be anything divine about religion at all is how divisive it is and how, what it's basically done to my family and how they relate to me.
Yeah.
And they basically, he starts with, semi-threatening, well, you're going to go to hell and all this stuff. And then he starts going on about how I'm pushing them away from me when, in fact, I'm trying to become closer to them.
Yeah.
And
you're trying to stop lying about who you are and get them to accept who you are. They're the ones who aren't accepting, but it's your fault.
Exactly. And they cannot accept what I believe, because if they feel they accept it, then they're saying it's okay. And it's against their religion to think that it's okay. But he starts going on about how there's no point in inviting me to family get-togethers and like Christmas parties or whatever parties, because it would be a mockery, me being there and not believing. And
well, tell him it's a mockery for him to be there if he doesn't believe in Santa Claus. Where in the Bible does it say that you're supposed to exchange presents and eat turkey and dress a tree? As a matter of fact, in the Bible, it specifically says you're not supposed to dress the tree like the heathens do. I mean, but yeah. You're not going to make any headway on those points. I mean, I'm saying this stuff and I'm kind of having a bit of fun. You will make no headway there at all. There's only one. I can tell you what I did, which seemed to be the only thing to temporarily alleviate some of the conflict, because I actually still have right here in my Bible a birthday card that I got a couple of years ago on my birthday, which I will also pray that your preaching of the devil's lies will be halted no matter what cost. Underlined. I mean, that's from a family member who's accusing me of preaching on behalf of the devil and basically saying they're praying for God to act as a hitman to take me out. Well, either prayer doesn't work, got terrible aim, or he's taking his time, or they're just frickin' wrong, but a couple years later, I'm still doing this, and we're more popular than ever. I don't know what else to say about that. But the one thing that I did was I said, you believe in a God, right? Yeah. You believe that he cares about everybody and would like me to know and understand him, to become a Christian in the sense that you use the word. Yeah. And you believe that he listens to your prayers and that he answers prayers. Yeah. And your belief in him is based on his revelation to you. You have some kind of personal understanding of God because God's revealed himself to you. Yeah. Fine. Then get on your knees and pray that God reveals himself to me in the same way that he revealed himself to you. Because it is hypocritical for you to sit there with some special evidence and criticize me for not believing without the same special evidence. And the second that special evidence arrives, I'll be a believer.
Well, the special evidence that he has for me is all the miracles that happen. Like, for example, I'm sure you've heard of this, and you know the whole story of Our Lady of Fatima.
Don did a show, yeah.
And like 70,000 people or something saw the sun dancing in the sky, and to him, that's proof. You know, I don't have an explanation for that. I don't understand why that happened, but to him, he believes that. And
so why doesn't he believe in mermaids? Do you know how many sailors reported seeing mermaids?
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
I mean, does he believe in UFOs and Bigfoot?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in that case, he's special pleading. He is accepting claims for things that he believes in and rejecting claims for things that he doesn't. I have no...
Like exorcisms and people who have seen,
Yeah.
the whole story of The Exorcist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's somebody out there who thinks I got a demon in me. Matter of fact, I'm sure there are close members of my family who do. And I'll invite everybody in the Holy See to show up and do a mass exorcism on me. Let's film the whole thing. I mean, if exorcisms work and I've got some kind of demon in me, let's get the Pope and all of his little popettes to throw on their stuff and bring some holy water.
Put their red dresses on.
The power of Christ compels you. The power, speak in Latin, whatever. And I will just sit here until I get bored and fall asleep. I guarantee you I will not be writhing around. My head's not going to spin. I'm not going to vomit green stuff unless they start, stuffing green stuff in me. And there's not going to be anything that would even remotely come close to what they would accept as evidence for demons, let alone, even if I did all that, it's not evidence of a demon, it's evidence of the phenomena. You have to actually draw a connection there. But anyway.
Well,
I tried to explain to him that even if there were these miracles or whatever that happened, in no way did they prove that they're the unexplained phenomena. Even if they did happen, there's no way to prove that they're a result of his religion.
Yeah.
And they're a result of his belief. They could be some other belief, and they're trying, it doesn't...
It's right there. It's right there in the word unexplained phenomenon.
Yes.
It's not explained. You don't get to slap an explanation on it. Hey, I saw a UFO. And that means it's unidentified. That means it's not an alien ship from Alpha Centauri.
Yeah. And I also tried to say that it's more likely that it's a hoax and these people are lying than it's true, because extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and you can't make a claim like this, like there was an exorcism or whatever, and the guy's head spun around and she levitated off the ground or whatever, without extraordinary proof.
Yeah. I don't know, John, I think you've done just about everything you could reasonably do, and I don't know that anything other than time might ease things. It may not. It may just be that your relationship with your parents is going to be strained for the rest of your guys' lives.